Oh, man, it's my Saturday, and I'm ready to have some fun. But I can't decide what I want to do. I mean, I kind of want to play laser tag, but I'd also like to do mini golf. But I'd also like to go rock climbing. But maybe I'd like to play dodgeball. I just wish there was a place where I could do all of them. Wouldn't that be great?
It's a beautiful day, don't you know? It's a beautiful day.
This is The Thread.
All right, we did it. Whoa. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Hey, Tim.
How you doing?
Welcome to Sports Fusion. Glad you could join us today. Chesterfield Sports Fusion is 30,000 square feet of insane fun. Indoor miniature golf, laser tag, dodgeball, rock climbing, arcade, laser maze, you name it, we got it. We are known as a family entertainment center. So we entertain people from the age of 5 to 95. And our goal is to positively impact everybody that comes through that door. So if you don't leave with a smile on your face and having had a good time, we haven't done our job today.
Awesome. Well, I'm ready to get at it.
All right, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Come on.
I'm open! Over here! Oh, back up! Yes! Bucket! Bucket! That's my team right there. You know, sports is a great way to attract folks. Nobody knows that better than our friends at Urban K-Life. We told you about them last year, remember? Ministry, North City, check it out. I'm open!
Tim, thanks for coming.
Hey, man, good night, bro. Good to see you.
What led me to do this was pure brokenness. It was my own destruction and pain, and God led one man in my life at a very significant time when I was the most broken, and the guy just invested in me, and it wasn't about, you know, the information that he was giving me, it was about his life that he was giving me. And trying to figure out what I was supposed to do with my life, I'd end up on a playground playing basketball in the inner city, and found that the guys there were guys I could relate to because there was a lot of brokenness just like me. So 12 years ago, I started this outreach to inner city young teenage guys by coaching football in one of the inner city high schools and being involved in their life on a daily basis. I'm just repeating what somebody did for me.
He's always there. I can text him, call him. He's always there.
So we started with me, and now there's 8 of us. And we want to have 75 full-time staff and be impacting every elementary, middle, and high school throughout the city. We're just serving the school, and we're either coaching sports or helping with academics or helping in the lunchroom. I mean, there's so many things that we do, and the school's like, wow, you guys just come and help us for no reason. What happens vicariously is you just start building relationships with students, and their families get to know you, and then their moms and family members want the kids to spend time with you because they know you're mentoring them. It's every week we do club, and we average between 50 and 100, and we've had as many as 125 kids here at one time. It's crazy. How are you getting 60, 70% inner city African-American males between 14 and 18 to come hang out with you guys? And I'm like, because we give ourselves to them.
You know, I don't have a father for real, so Big B really stepped in, always give me whenever I need.
But we're offering them something deep, man. We're not just talking to them about superficial stuff, and we're digging into the real nitty-gritties of life and giving them hope and letting them know that their hope is found in the God that made them.
It changed my life. It's blessings after blessings that come.
You know, we're handed something very valuable, the heart and the soul of a young person who finally hands that over to you because they trust you. You might be the first person they've trusted in this kind of way ever. I better handle that with great care and pour into his life or her life, depending. They're going to college and they're finding hope. And then the coolest part is they're turning back around and they're coming here to serve because they were high school students that came through this, and they're like, I got to do the same thing that y'all did for me.
Go! I so love Urban K-Life. They're doing some amazing things through that ministry. And get this, that piece was from last year. They were averaging 50 to 100 people on Thursday nights. Now they're averaging 75 to 100. And you may say, well, where's the growth? Why aren't they growing? They have 450 kids signed up who want to go, but due to people limitations and space limitations and resource limitations, they're having to turn kids away. Get on board with that mission. They are spot on in what they're doing, and they need your help to do it. Coming up a little bit later, we're going to show you another resource they have to draw those kids in. Angel, you ready to do this?
Yeah, I'm gonna whoop you. I'm gonna eat you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and dessert.
All that?
Yup.
I love games.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I won. Oh yeah.
I love winning games more, but I do love games. Hey, you know what games are taking place this weekend in Chesterfield? The Scottish games. I found a way to make every game a Scottish game. Take a look. You can tag me with your laser, but you'll never take my freedom. If it's not Scottish rock climbing, it's not rock climbing.
Oh, you can't unsee that.
If you can dodge a Scottish kilt, you can dodge them all. Ha! Yeah! I may have missed the assignment on the Scottish Games, but I can't tell you this. They're taking place today right next to Spirit of St. Louis Airport in Chesterfield. Oh, yes! I love playing dodgeball. And speaking of ball, games, sports, we told you about Urban K-Life earlier. Well, they got a new thing coming that's gonna attract even more kids to come and hang out at their place. Take a look. Ha! Oh!
You know, we had a vision to have a facility here that can be an all-orbed outreach complex to the urban kids, urban athletes, as a training complex. People pay in the suburban counties $50 an hour for batting lesson, $50 an hour for speed and conditioning and agility stuff. And here at K-Life, we want to offer it for free as an outreach to these kids. So we got the tennis court, we got 4 basketball goals, we got 2 batting cages. And now this right here behind us is going to be an artificial turf, 30, 40-yard athletic field where we can have kids up here on a daily basis. It's a God thing. I met this man through an individual set of circumstances. I'm a coach, and his son is on my team. He connected me with another gentleman and another gentleman who came and also saw the vision, and they saw this piece of property, they saw our renderings, and they said, man, let's help you make this happen.
So many kids love the game of football, nowhere to really train, no smooth service to get it in. If we had one right here, there's so much work we could do in their hearts and their lives. If they come into the building right after, drink some water, and then we talk to them about Jesus.
Not only do they get to become a better player, but they get to know the thing that satisfies their heart and gives them hope and peace and joy and what our heart longs for.
What keeps me going and doing this after 12 years and 22 years living in the inner city and doing ministry with teenagers is my own pain. And I look into those eyes of those kids and I say, they can be exactly what I was. And it just drives my heart to want to invest in these kids and see them become who God made them to be.
Just seeing the kids that I was just like, sitting here in this community, and then seeing how much the Lord did in me and what He can do through me, wanting to give that away to somebody else.
You know, sports draw a lot of kids and they're very passionate. There's a lot of energy behind sports and they're very drawn to that energy, but energy without that truth, it leaves them empty. But that's what's so beautiful about here. You have that energy, you can have that passion or sport in someone who also has that same passion that you have, but they also have truth behind it and are able to give you something lasting that your heart's really longing for.
This is going to be the hook, but then we bring them inside that building and holistically pour into their lives and transform them because of relationships. I have to do this. I'm compelled to do this. I can't escape this if I tried to escape this. This is who I am. It's not just something I do.
You heard Jason, right? That field is going to be a game changer. Just another means of drawing young people in. I mean, it's going to make Urban K-Life the sports fusion of North City. I love what they're doing. It's time to get back to the dodgeball game, and it looks like the teams have changed. And I don't think the odds are in my favor. Uh-oh. Mama! Hey, Threadheads, welcome to Season 3. I hope you're enjoying the show. We are so thankful to be here each and every Saturday morning on Fox 2. But we want to let you know, this is not a Fox 2 show. This is a nonprofit, independent, 501c3 show. And we need your support to keep it going. Please go to our website, thethreadstl.com, hit the donate button, and help support this mission. If you believe in what we're doing, please help us continue to thread up, y'all.
Hidden fats, oils, and grease from butter, gravy, cooking oil, and sauces look harmless as liquids, but if you pour them down the drain, they can cause expensive backups and overflows. Fog, that's fats, oils, and grease, belong in the trash and not down your drain. So remember to cool it, can it, and trash it this holiday season. Keep our sewers fog-free. Find out more at projectclearstl.org.
How many people do what you do?
Maybe a handful in the entire country. Most of them that do engraving probably do machine engraving or they do gun engraving. I don't do either one of them.
Also, there's not another one of this in the world. I mean, I've got the only one.
That's why each piece, I sign it with my signature, Richard F. Noosa. I said it's the most recognized signature in the country when it comes to hand engraving.
If you're in the market for jewelry, make your way to Newsteaders, where honesty and integrity meet. Oh, man, you don't hit a ball before it's time, man. You got to get ready. Get in the hole! Nice, nice. Having a few setbacks on this hole. We all have our setbacks, right? It's all about how we deal with them. And one guy's dealing with them in a very positive way. His name is Steve Pegram in Jerseyville, Illinois. And he's doing amazing things.
What Dogface does is we get a school bus and put it on the sidewalk right in front of Walmart. The community fills this bus up full of school supplies. The thing of it is, it's not for the kids, it's for the teachers. First weekend in August, we have a huge yard sale, but instead of using money, use cans of food. Just wanting to make a difference. That's it. Basically, it's wanting to make a difference in this world. 30 years ago, I was drunker than a skunk. And I was just tired, Tim. I was just tired, wore out. And I'm looking in the mirror at myself and just crying. And I said, God, please help me. For over 18 years, I took the word God and I went G-O-D, capital letters, G-O-D, and I turned it this way. And I went G-O-D, good, orderly direction, for 18 years, because I didn't know God. 13 weeks without a paycheck, I went to the cabinet to get some beans, and when I opened the cabinet up, it was completely bare. Guy knocks on the door, he comes, he says, is this a Pegram residence? I say, yeah. And he says, I got something for you. And he started carrying in boxes and boxes of food. And this was from the Dow Church. It wasn't too much longer, my son took me over to the Dow Church. After church, I went in the pastor's office and just gave my life to the Lord right there. But I still struggled though. It wasn't too long after that. They had found my son hung on a barge in the Mississippi. And to this day, I don't know how it happened. Through my son's death, it gave me life. And I took the word God, G-O-D, and turned it back up this way. And I knew God. The Lord has made such a difference in my life. And I just want to give it back.
My wife and I, we were having our second child. Pregnant there, going through the pregnancy about 8 months along, and we had tragedy happen. Had pains and rushed her to the hospital. Next thing you know, we're finding out that we're losing this child. We had a donation given to us from an anonymous person.
I just do what the Lord tells me to do. And the Lord told me to pay for their headstone, for their child.
To be that instrument and to be able to touch us, and that way has encouraged us now to keep that giving back.
Making a difference in somebody else's life makes a difference in my life. I pray every day, every morning, Lord, you show me where to go, what to do. Help me be a light for you and make a difference in this world.
I so love what Steve is doing there in Jerseyville. He's moving to whatever need is around him in any way he can. And he's shown us a valuable truth. When you minister to other people's pain, it ministers to yours as well. Speaking of pain, I'm in a little bit right now. Little help here, I'm stuck. Little help, hello. Little help.
Really? You didn't even leave the ground.
I knew that. I knew I was like, I was just funning with you. I'm all about the fun and games. In fact, I got more fun and games for you. I got a chair and some questions. You know what that means? It's time for the hot seat, brought to you by Art Van Furniture. All right, we got our friend Angie Liggins in the hot seat. She's ready to go. Here's how this works.
Yeah.
I've got 5 questions, 30 seconds on the clock. Clock will start after I ask the first question. Angie, are you ready to go?
I am so ready.
All right, our topic is games. Games, all right? Here we go, first question. This sport involves putting a ball in a basket. Basketball, yeah! All right, this childhood classic involves some people hiding while one person goes and looks for them.
Hide and seek.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. This sport involves bull riding, bronc busting, calf roping, barrel racing, and clowns.
Circus?
No, rhymes with odeo.
Rodeo!
Yeah. This sport involves jumping over a rope.
Jump rope.
Yeah.
Jump rope.
Jump rope?
Yeah, jump rope. We would have also accepted double dutch on that one. Yeah, absolutely. And finally, this game calls for everyone to be quiet.
Quiet game.
Really?
Hush puppy, quiet game.
The quiet game. Yeah. Hey, all right. Wait, we're gonna play. Let's play the quiet game. How about right now? Quiet game. I lose. I always lose the quiet game. Hey, Angie, guess what?
Tell me.
You just conquered the hot seat brought to you by
Art Van Furniture invites you to our fall home preview. It's all about your home, your way. All new living rooms, dining rooms, and bedrooms. Great furniture reimagined with up to 25% off or no interest till 2020. Come see for yourself, because if you haven't seen us lately, you haven't seen us. Art Van Furniture.
Hey Threadheads, welcome to season 3. I hope you're enjoying the show. We are so thankful to be here each and every Saturday morning on Fox 2. But we want to let you know this is not a Fox 2 show. This is a nonprofit, independent 501c3 show. And we need your support to keep it going. Please go to our website, thethreadstl.com, hit the donate button, and help support this mission. If you believe in what we're doing, please help us continue to thread up, y'all. Hey, Threadheads, thanks for joining us this morning. Are you picking up on a theme here? We're like bringing joy, creating community, transforming lives. That's what this show is all about. We are so much stronger when we come together than we ever are when we separate and divide. We want to continue this mission. We want to help this city thread up and be the most it can be. So, you want to be a part of the team? You want to help us on that mission? Go to thethreadstl.com and learn how you can be a threadhead and help us thread up, y'all.
Did you know that pet waste causes water pollution problems for our entire community? Pet waste is a large source of pathogens to our water and contains disease-causing viruses and bacteria that are harmful to humans and other animals. And when left on the ground, those viruses and bacteria spread with rainwater, polluting our local waterways. Proper disposal is critical. Always pick up after your pet, putting the waste in the trash. Do your part to keep our sewers and waterways free of pet waste contamination. Find out more at stlmsd.com.
What? Our time's almost up together already? You mean I gotta wait till next Saturday? That's way too long. We gotta catch up during the week. I got a great idea. Hey, why don't you follow us on social media? Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know, we've got content that doesn't actually fit on our 30-minute show, right? And we're adding new messages all the time. So follow us, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's our way to keep up with you throughout the week. And we can thread up all week long. Follow us, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. See you soon. He went that way. He went that way. Yeah. That way. Tell you what, these kids are good at laser tag. They're giving me the business. There's so many fun things to do here at Chesterfield Sports Fusion, but let's be honest, life doesn't always throw us fun things. In fact, I got to spend some time recently with 2 people who are dealing with a grief that I can only imagine. Here's their story.
Mark was an incredible person. He was fun-loving, loved to joke around. gave me my sense of culture, my taste in art and music.
His art was his love, his passion. That was his hobby, his therapy, what got him through some rough times.
He struggled with alcoholism. It's been generational in our family. He quit creating art, and he started drinking more, possibly during the day, and he didn't talk too much about it with anyone. He didn't really communicate. Eventually, he just felt overwhelmed by his pain and suffering and anguish and took his own life.
He was in a lot of pain, and he felt that's what he needed to do to end his pain. There's no words to put to it. It was just a shock.
At first, I felt confusion, and I felt like I was backed into a corner. And in that corner, I met my best friend, and that was God. Those days leading up to the funeral, I felt peace, the Spirit of God dwelling within me, and that's been able to help me through the grieving process. For no reason, I felt joy, even though in that situation most people wouldn't, so that I could be, a strong support for my family.
I'm drawing my strength right now through God and my support of family and friends.
I think the greatest thing to come from this is having the ability to empathize with others who have been through this before and to give them peace of mind as well, that death is not the end.
It really, really has helped me to get through by helping other people. It's uplifting to me. It helps me to get through my struggles.
I'm looking at this, your father's last piece behind you right now. What goes through your mind when you look at that piece?
Well, he told me that he made this piece for me, and he expressed that the shape of the piece, the contours, show the ups and downs of life.
Of course, the tail starts up high, so that's the height, where he's having a really good time of his life. And then when it goes down, of course, that's the low time, and he's struggling. I miss him every day, every moment. Think about him all the time.
The only thing that I have left of my father is these pieces that he's created, and I'm glad they're here, and I'm glad they'll be here long after I'm gone.
Sandy and Sean have and continue to suffer the loss of their husband and father, but they've also become a great encouragement to one another and to others who are in a similar situation. Sandy wanted to share their story on this show so that they could encourage others who are suffering through the pain and loss of suicide. You see, their pain and suffering has become a healing balm for others, which has in turn helped them to heal. Just like Steve Pegram with Got Faith. Steve has had his share of suffering and loss, and his response is to move to the needs of others in the community. How about Jason Julian at Urban K-Life? Did you hear what he said? Did you hear what he said was the reason and what kept him going through the obstacles to continue to love on those young people in the community? It was his own pain. It's what he suffered through that had him move to the needs of these young people that may be suffering the exact same thing. How about Big B? He said the same thing. He said, I see myself in the young people we're serving. Author William Barclay said it this way. He said, if suffering is accepted in the certainty that no father will cause his child a needless tear, then out of suffering come things that the easy way may never bring. One of those things is bringing healing to others in similar situations. Paul writes in 2 Corinthians, he says, blessed be God the Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of all mercies and God of all comfort, who comforts us in all our affliction, so that we may be able to comfort others in affliction with the comfort with which we were comforted by God. Out of our pain, we're able to move to the needs of others. I experienced this firsthand when I was early in my sobriety. I had graduated from LSU and moved to New Orleans, and I had many people who walked with me along that path of recovery, and now they said, it's your turn. It's time for you to serve, and you're gonna go run a meeting, and you're gonna do it at this hospital for young people who are court-ordered to be there, who don't believe they have a problem and don't wanna be there. You talk about a challenge, right? But it was a healing balm for me, because I'm able to see in them myself. They were right where I used to be. And I can be encouraged to try to be an encouragement to them and to help them in hopefully their path to recovery. For those of you who are in the midst of suffering right now, here's some encouragement. Jesus suffered. And it's through his suffering that we're delivered from all of ours. Chris Christopherson has a song called The Last Thing to Go. And it says this, it says, love is the reason we happened at all. It paid for the damage we've done. And it bought us the freedom to fall into grace on our way to our place in the sun. We don't ascend to grace through our own strength and power. We fall smack dab into it. And by faith, we know that just as Jesus rose from suffering and death to resurrected life, we too share in that victory. The world will throw all kinds of things at us, but we know no matter what, even when we're down, we're winning through the resurrection of Jesus Christ. The Apostle Peter wrote this. He said, angels, authorities, and powers are subjected to him, all of them. Hear the good news that Peter wanted his readers to hear. No matter what you're going through, Jesus has paid the price for it. He suffered through it and has delivered you from it. That's good news. And that's the end. But not the end. You know what I'm talking about.
But then when we get this field leveled out, we're going to be able to create an athletic training.
Spot Media Production Group.